What's up, it's Andy, and I'm here to give you a couple of selections for the Thursday night pick'em contest hosted by No House Advantage. And quite frankly, you're probably going to need this contest because it might be one of the only things that will make this game somewhat exciting for you. We have a riveting affair in store for you. The Carolina Panthers going to be hosting the Atlanta Falcons in a rematch from that game 2 weeks ago. And not a lot of star power on the field in this one, so we're going to try to navigate through some of these picks and see if we can find a little advantage of our own. Like always, I've mentioned this to you before, you should always go to Stokastic, check out their free projections for this contest, especially in games like this, when you have two teams where it's like, who am I betting? What props am I taking? Who is that player? I didn't even know Laviska Shenault is on either of these teams. Which team is he on? I don't know, but you want to know who knows? The guys who make the projections over at Stokastic. So check out those optimal lineups page for this specific contest. And if you haven't partaken in this contest before, let me explain it to you. No House Advantage, it's fantasy and player props all rolled into one easy to use platform. They got two types of contests. The one that we're going to submit for tonight, which is the pick'em contest, where you take player props from this game. You choose a player, and then you choose the prop that you want to pick associated with that player, like Foreman rushing yards. You choose the over or the under, and then the more that you stack correctly, the higher you go in the standings and the more money that you bank to put in your pockets. There's also a second type of contest called Versus the House, where if you can just pick 5 player props for this game correctly, you're going to net up to 20 times your money, but we're going to take a look at that contest tomorrow. Tonight, we're focusing on the pick'em contest, and we're going to start with that running back that I just mentioned, Foreman. A couple weeks back, he had a huge game against Atlanta. But Chuba Hubbard might be back in this one, and when you are in a game script where you're not ahead in the game, that's going to work against Foreman. And in that previous game, that game remained close, so they kept handing it to him. Chuba, I always hate that, Huba Chubbard. He wasn't available in that one. I'm not 100% certain of his status for this one just yet. We will find out tomorrow, but if he plays, you know he's going to be in the passing downs. You know he's going to eat into the workload of Foreman. Foreman had a very lackluster week last week, which is why I'm taking the under on Foreman rushing yards. Although I'm not a fan of Foreman, I am a fan of one of his receivers, and that's Terrace Marshall, coming off back-to-back pretty good weeks, and they're giving us a receptions total at 2.5. Really, if you think about who he's competing with for targets, yes, we all know about DJ Moore, and then outside of that, I mean, what is it, Tommy Treble or Ian Smith or one of these other no-name players? No, this has been a pretty safe bet these last couple of weeks. If you're going to leave the reception total at 2.5, I'm going to be taking Terrace Marshall. Now, remember how I just told you Laviska Shenault is in this game? Yeah, he's in this game. There are a bunch of random guys in this game. I'm not going to bet on Laviska Shenault, but I'm going to bet on KhaDarel Hodge. Did you even know? Could you even tell me where he is or what team he's on? Well, he's on the Falcons, and the Falcons don't throw the ball particularly efficiently. And we don't even know that is this guy, how many targets is he going to get? He had 1 reception last game, wasn't on the field, or had no reception the last couple games before that. I wouldn't even trust Zacchaeus to have 2 catches in the game. You think I'm going to trust Hodge? I'm going to take the under 1.5 catches for KhaDarel Hodge, and also for his teammate Drake London. Where they put this total, Drake London has not surpassed the total that they put forth for this game since like week 2 or 3. He's gone 5-6 straight weeks under that total. He's just not utilized in a way that has shown any sort of consistency or ability to get open on the regular or earn Mariota's trust. So I'm going to take the under on Drake London receiving. And then Marcus Mariota, I'm going to take the under 1.5 touchdowns for him in a game that probably isn't going to get too far away from them, where they're not going to throw that much. I believe 1.5 touchdowns. That's tall order for Mariota on any week, but especially in a week where they'll probably be able to run the ball, be a lot of time off that clock, and I don't necessarily see a path for him to throw 2 touchdowns, especially when he's a rushing threat. They have Patterson, who's a rushing threat, and then the other running backs they've been using. I'm looking at maybe 1 touchdown for him, but 2 is kind of a big ask in what should be an awful game, so I'm going to take the under on Marcus Mariota touchdown passes. And those are the picks that I got for you for this Thursday night pick'em tournament. Good luck to you, as I like to say. Better luck to me. I'll be back with you before Sunday to give you my pick'em selections for that tournament, as well as versus the house tomorrow, where I'm going to try to get 5 for 5 and net up to 20 times our cash. But like I said, this is a rusty old game. You may as well go over to Stokastic, check out those projections, subscribe to the channel here, and I will see you tomorrow where we take on the house.